Hey guys, this is Zoe again, and I just quickly want to talk a little bit about coaches. Every coach in this league has different things he needs to focus on. I'm now joined by London Spitfires coach, Bishop. Please give it up for that man. There we go. Bishop, you guys are coming into this with two separate rosters, pre-existing rosters, who have a lot of experience and a lot of talents. What are the things you as a coach need to focus on here?
Well, the biggest obstacle that we have is, believe it or not, the fact that we have so much talent in our roster. All 12 players, really talented players. But it's a happy problem that, as a coach, to have. I know a lot of our fans out there and Monte are really looking forward to having some of the other players show up and play. But we're always trying to make it so that our performance is always, befitting the caliber of the players that we have. So it's a constant struggle to make sure that all the players, get their fair time and that we come up with the strong synergy roster. But it's something we're really working on.
All right. Now, how do you guys actually prepare against rosters of that size, such as Dallas Fuel, who's sporting 10 people?
Well, I mean, the fact that we have a 12-man roster, I think I can speak on behalf of all the other teams out there that have a large roster. And what I want to say is that the larger the roster you have, it kind of comes with its own risks. It's really obvious what a team is going to try and implement when a new player is coming in, because each player usually has a special role that they have within their team. So I guess when you're prepping against a team that has a large roster, you really want to look at the players' individual strengths and weaknesses and kind of play off of that.
All right, Bishop, thank you so much for the insight. Bishop from the London Spitfire, everyone. Now let's see if they can win the next map, or if the Dallas Fuel will tie it up on that map number 4. And for all the action, we're heading back to the wonderful Monty and Doa.
All right, thanks. So it kind of sounded like Bishop was in a job interview in college or something. Well, our greatest weakness is also our greatest strength, in fact. But he is right, that you've got a lot to draw from on London, and we're starting to kind of see that big roster coalescing into a really, really strong lineup.
And as Mickey comes in for Seagull, you've seen the different strategies that each of the coaches are taking with these large rosters.
Yeah.
In the case of Dallas Fuel, we've seen numerous substitutions over the first 2 weeks of play. With London, they've been a bit more conservative, saying we're starting these 6 guys, and then occasionally, for the first time ever, in one map today on Horizon, we saw Rascal, their new player. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they expand over time. And also for you guys, as we head into Numbani, something fun. We did see Bishop himself be a professional player in Overwatch in the first season of Apex. So
yeah, you and I casted him way back when.
That's right, and he transitioned quickly into a coaching role over at Cloud9, and now here for the London Spitfire. So respected among his peers, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right. And now we go to Numbani, a chance for Dallas Fuel to tie up this series and send us to that Lijiang Tower tiebreaker. And just as much, a chance for the London Spitfire to secure another match win and go 3-0 so far in the Overwatch League.
We're all hoping we go to that 5th map, though. That'd be...
I'd love to see it. And I think Dallas would really love to see that, too. I mean, after they won this last control map, I feel like, they really feel confident if we do go to it.
Yeah, this is one of those times, though, where you are pretty confident what you're going to see, as Bishop was saying. When it comes to the roster substitutions, obviously Mickey plays mostly that diva, and we are going to see a pretty quintessentially Fuel roster with Harry Hook and a single support. So Harry Hook playing the Soldier 76. He's the best Soldier player on this team.
Yeah.
And people might be surprised to see Taimu on Sombra, but he and Chips were both the Sombra players, so we actually have seen him flex onto this hero
many times
previously.
Well, and the other thing too is we have seen it a few times on this map, and that's where you hack the health packs around the outside and kind of make it harder for that team to make a longer push work, right? You're not going to be able to go back and heal up after you take a little bit of chip damage. You just have to go in and rely on your healers. So the Sombra thing is not used quite as much, but it can be effective.
See where he's going to hack first. Looks like he's going to go forward and hack that health pack, the mega health pack right in front, so that as they poke, there will be fewer options for the Spitfire to regain some of that healing. Spitfire will be going with the tried and true Tracer-Soldier combination. This does mean that they need to get onto that high ground. Birdring, as you can see, patiently waiting. Prophet's already through, and he's trying to harass Taimu on the Sombra in the back, but Taimu's sitting on a hacked mini health pack right now, so it's going to feed him ult charge, really, as Effect comes around to try and help out.
London trying to draw Dallas away to give Birdring a chance to take the high ground here, but Nuss will fall instead, and now Vidocin a little bit on his own. Oh, but Coco does go down. Maybe they got a chance here. Taimu comes in for a bit of revenge, but Birdring, he did get that high ground. Now he needs to do something with it, but they've lost so many people already.
I mean, it's a 3v3 right now between Fuel and Spitfire, and Dallas Fuel has a spawn advantage on this map.
Yeah.
So they will be able to get back there faster, and that's why you're going to see Spitfire start to retreat. Prophet on the point. Well, Birdring, recall, he might have actually bit off more than he can chew.
Well, Birdring hopped out so that their Mercy could get back quicker, and now they're going to try to get on the point. They lose Gesture in the process, though, but Dallas Fuel diving deep, and Coco's going to pay for it.
Here comes the EMP, though. It is up and available. They're trying to corral everybody into a corner. EMP used.
Oh, and Mickey going to get DMAC nearly immediately. After using that self-destruct, going to be in a lot of trouble here. Yeah, that EMP from Taimu, though, didn't get them a whole lot as London is on the point, and they are going to be hard to dislodge, if not impossible.
Yeah, they didn't have any follow-up damage as they were cut off from actually executing that as London fell so far back down the street.
Well, Dallas back in it again. They don't want to give up this point that easily. Now Effect in the back on that Tracer, giving Prophet a bit of a hard time. They're zoning him into the room a bit, but Coco is taken out. Chips is going to bring him right back up again, but Birdring still on that high ground, and now he's got the attack visor. This could be bad for Dallas. They need to get up there and stop him, but so far, no good. As looks like Birdring is going to unload enough damage for Vidocin and the rest of London to finish off Dallas Fuel.
Yeah, they saw the tack visor from Harry Hook go down at the beginning of that fight and not pick up any kills, so Birdring with the high ground notices that Mickey's not going to be able to dash up to him to prevent him from dealing damage with that defense matrix, and makes the most of it. Taimu now onto the McCree. Not going to have the same opportunities to get those hacked health packs with Sombra, but not an effective defense overall, really, for the Dallas Fuel.
Yeah, London with a couple ultimates to bring into point B, too. Taimu over on the McCree now. At this point, though, I mean, we know about Nabani point B, and it's nearly never held. Although Effect getting a kill on Prophet, every little bit helps. They're going to go ahead and stop them for a moment, at least.
That quick kill. Yeah. That's going to be enough to move them all the way back. Coco playing aggressively outside of their spawn right now. He and Mickey are just waiting on the bridge over the spawn doors.
Yep. That's right.
Prophet is coming around the flank. Trying to kill some of those supports.
Well, Gesture got really low, too. They went ahead and used the pulse bomb on him, but Effect couldn't find the kill. Now Birdring advancing. So Dallas eating up a lot of time on the time bank here. Already on point B. They may be in trouble now. Oh, Coco down, banned in the room. Rez comes in. Taimu taken out, though. Birdring taking matters into his own hands, but then taken out by the self-destruct. Rez again, of course. And Dallas scrambles to try to hold some semblance of control on the payload. Mickey being annoying on the side, but he will drop at some point here. Yeah, Harry Hook with a kill on the Birdring. So it's just a long, protracted fight. Kills on both sides, but slowly but surely it seems like London is moving up, and they're building a lot of ults in the process.
Yes, they are, but the problem is that Nuss already used the Valkyrie. Chips held on to his, and it was a 5v6, and you still haven't seen any kills or any movement. Yeah. So as Taimu returns right now, it's like there's not going to be an opportunity for him to do much, but the stall was pretty good. They didn't force many ultimates out of London as the price for that push.
Yeah. Yeah, those ultimates built and used as London finally gets going, but that was a pretty good stall on point B. I mean, already right there. If they don't do anything else, that's already a good amount of time taken away from the London Spitfire.
And they're going to have plenty more opportunities.
They've got another chance, yeah.
They will have another chance to make this work. Gesture positioning on the high ground, and you can see Prophet attempting to surprise Effect, deal some damage as he comes out of the choke point.
That's right, trying to get in behind Coco here. Down to Harry, waiting to see if Taimu can get anyone. No, nobody. They do push them back, though. There is such a thing as a zoning ultimate.
And it does make way for the Valkyrie.
Oh, Harry. Harryhook caught by that self-destruct too.
Yeah, they have no more resurrection charges either, so without anybody on the payload,
Yeah.
just move straight on through. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to push through point C.
Yeah, they're going to keep 3 people on that payload, or else I would think they would want to, because Dallas Fuel could still stop them, and there's only about 2.5 minutes left for them to push through point C. This is where it gets tricky if you're London.
Effects death there. Bit needless. He wasn't stalling the payload out at all, and it means some free movement on the cart. Coco wants to switch over to the Reinhardt right now to more safely approach the payload. Not too many flanking options on this point.
Self-destruct, ooh, anticipated Tracer being there, but she wasn't. Birdring back around the corner again, and now they're going forward. Mickey trying to cover for his team just a little bit. Birdring needs to really be careful of those flanks. In fact, trying to find him. He's got that dead eye. Oh, Coco did fall. That's an opportunity for London as they move forward here. More kills coming in, and the Valkyrie paving the way. There we go. He's been waiting a long time for that one. Finally, the flashbang connects, and he takes down Effect. Birdring.
That's only Taimu left, Doa.
Yep, that's not going to be enough to stop this payload right now. Can Dallas get anyone there in time? No, they can't. And that will be round 1 complete. London gets it all the way to the end of Nimbani.
Yes, they do, and you have to wonder if Dallas Fuel had had a more effective push when they had the Valkyrie advantage towards the end of point B, because with that investment and the fact the cart got tapped in there meant that there was a big edge for London when it came to pushing that last point.
All right. Well, only about 1:30 left on the clock, so a good attack run for London, but not something that's insurmountable by Dallas, certainly.
No, the first hold was good for them.
Yeah.
And as we start to line up in this game...
That's Coco's excited face, by the way. You wouldn't know it, but
it's also coincidentally a sad face.
It's subtle. It's subtle, but it's true. He knows they've got a shot.
Well, this defense seems like it will be pretty standard from the side of London, except for Bedosin running the Ana, which is standard on this map even to this day, but otherwise maintaining the Soldier 76 and still running the double support, unlike what we saw from the Fuel. Looks like we'll be getting something quite similar from Dallas, except with the Lucio. Harryhook moving back over to that hero and not going to be going for the Zenyatta, so wanting that speed boost to efficiently move them onto the point.
That's right. Now we've seen them go as far as to use things like quad tank in the past to get really aggressive with that Lucio, but
you know,
I don't think we're going to see that this time.
Yeah, problem with Numbani is that you try and run that quad tank, sure you can get right onto the point, but it becomes a shooting gallery because you don't have the necessary movement to contest the high ground, so
yep,
gets a bit awkward.
So something more standard coming out from Dallas. Moving ahead with Harryhook here. And we'll see what Taimu can do on that Soldier 76. One of the heroes he's played quite a bit of over the years, of course. Harryhook getting really low, taken out immediately. Whoa, he went in there and there was just no protection. Chip's dying as well. That is really weird that they lost both supports so quickly.
Well, the big factor was Bedosin hit almost all of them,
I guess,
with a biotic grenade as they came in.
Yeah.
So without that healing, made it a lot easier to pick them off, and it's very transparent when you're running the Lucio that you're going to be running through on the low ground up the main alley and trying to collapse onto the side.
Let's watch that again. And
I will keep you healed.
now, here we go. It's very exciting.
Yep.
He's gonna hit the biotic grenade. Oh, there
Wow, he just lobbed it in there, man. That was,
it was a good one.
made it look easy. All right, Taimu taken down already. As Dallas comes in, they do get one pick, though, as the fight was taken far off the point. Now falls, so no mercy for London Spitfire. Maybe something that Dallas can capitalize on. They've nearly got it already. They've just zoned out London, and they will get the payload moving very quickly.
Yeah, Taimu sprinting back to the point on the Soldier 76.
Oh, and then die.
And then die, you know.
Oh, but Mickey's there.
Like you do. Yeah, Mickey's there.
I got this, guys. Don't worry.
Popping that card. Taimu has to get all the way back, though. Everyone else spawning close to the payload. Looks like the timing will be okay as he makes it back, just as his teammates get onto the payload. So now, an opportunity here for Dallas to make a significant push.
And here's where they really got to make up some ground, man. This is where they stopped London Spitfire, and if they can move through point B quickly, they'll have a nice little edge coming into C. Time in a lot of trouble now, zoned out, taken out. Birdring died on the other side, both teams Sans Soldier.
Mickey's still pushing forward, and with Effect winning the Tracer duel against Prophet, nobody's going to be able to get close to this payload.
Yep.
And we do have a nano boost available now, so I'm not sure how long Vidocin wants to stay on this Ana.
Wow, that was a bold D-Mech onto Fury there. Effect just walking right up in front of Diva and saying, all right, hey, use your right click. And then as soon as that defensive matrix was down, he just tosses it right in her face.
Yeah, he does. So Gesture's going to come back in. We're about to start this fight one more time.
Yeah.
Valkyrie's been used. Where is the nano boost going? Is it going onto the Winston? It's going on to, it's like the Tac Visor.
Tac Visor, some of that getting eaten by the defensive matrix here. Sound Barrier comes in for Dallas now, trying to just grind out a fight right on top of the payload here. But the dive from London Spitfire getting into the back lines. Mickey can't quite counter dive, does get away from the pulse bomb at least. And Chips does end up getting taken out by Gesture in that Primal Rage. They're not done yet, though. They nearly got it through to point B. Coco does fall, though. So now
the stick! The double kill!
Effect with the hero play, but can they get it through to the rest of point B? That's their chance. That's their opportunity.
It's not. Nerd Prophet and Birdring still alive.
Oh, I don't know.
On the point, so they clean it up.
That was as close as it can get, just 0.62 meters. And they would have had point B, but despite the heroic efforts of Effect, they couldn't get it there.
Yeah, without the actually being on the payload itself does make things difficult. Now they can. Right. However.
Wow, after all that, they just come in and nudge it forward, and that's it. All right.
Only a couple DPS players to maintain that presence, so not enough HP to make sure they can stay on the payload. Still, 4 minutes, 10 seconds, so ample time for the Fuel.
Yep.
To work back on this map. They do have to wait for Effect, though, and they're going to use that time to move up onto the high ground as a team.
That's right. Moving as a unit today, much better than they did in their match against Houston. Ooh, gotta watch out for that pulse bomb. Nobody going down, though. Taimu meets Tracer in the hallway, runs the opposite direction. Birdring with the kill onto Coco, so a tank out of the way now.
Yeah, Coco launched himself into the enemy team, but immediately got flashbanged, so no opportunity to get away from the members of the London Spitfire, and this will be a reset for Dallas.
Yep, Harry Hook still on that Lucio. You know, you see a lot of players switch over to the Zenyatta at this point, but he's going to stick with it. It is his support hero of choice.
Yeah, he's also very close to the sound barrier, so
true enough.
They have enough time that he could get a sound barrier off, switch back to the Zenyatta if he needs to.
And still have a trance, too.
Yeah, still have a trance as well, like you say. So I think this is smart for now. You don't want to really ruin your ability to contest with these ultimates. Already has the sound barrier. This may be the go button.
Yeah, Coco very low already. He's going to drop the sound barrier. Oh, Coco falls anyway, though. Mickey takes out Birdring with the self-destruct, and Taimu getting juggled. Can't get the kill onto Gesture. Meanwhile, back at the payload, it's still moving forward just a bit, but now London turning their attention back to it. The ult comes in from Chip, so the reses as well, but Prophet in action to get the kills. Looks like that might be about it. Yeah, London coming back strong with these reses here, and Mickey demeched. It was a valiant effort for Dallas, but London able to get a little bit of control over this payload here. Still 2.5 minutes here. So like we said, Harry swapping over to that Zenyatta. They've got time to build up those support ultimates another time and make another good push.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you need now is Harry Hook actually being able to use his orbs to target down members of the Spitfire and make sure they have the necessary damage. So if they're calling good targets, they can more efficiently pick people off. And
wow, speaking of picking people off, both Effect and Coco falling right there. Coco just carved off of the rest of his team.
Still though, Prophet in the back lines. As we see right now, he's looking for a chance to get onto these supports, doesn't find the opportunity, will recall back around.
Prophet's become quite annoying on this Tracer, and with no McCree on the Dallas side, there's not a lot they can do to stop him from just plaguing them.
Yeah, but Mickey did delay him, and he doesn't have any HP, so means they're gonna go all in.
Oh,
it's not he gets Taimu, surprisingly, dropped it onto the ground.
Yeah, it got Taimu a little bit too close to that one, I guess. Birdring turning, no flashbang onto effort. Okay,
So all 6 members up with that resurrection, and a minute remaining. Nuss still has a Valkyrie available for his use.
Yep.
Ivan wants to engage with the tactical visor.
Uh-oh, but taken out immediately as he does so. Great fight for London. That's an ultimate I think Taimu wishes he would have had back.
Yeah, but he's going to switch onto the McCree, so
Yeah, that makes sense.
that's what he wanted to do. He knows that Prophet's been playing solo in the back line, so if Prophet tries to extend again, he can be punished by the McCree, but there's very little time to accomplish that goal. The effect is actually saved by the defensive matrix.
Yeah, really close call there. Oh, and a closer call as the missiles find their mark. Now Dallas, after effect comes back, have maybe one more push before we will be into overtime. They need to get it done right now.
Prophet's going to be changing his approach. No longer going deep into enemy lines, no longer wanting to get caught out.
Yep, playing it safe. And here we go, Primal Rage already for Coco. Mickey coming forward, effect taken down though. They found him on the outside of the fight. The sneakiness didn't end up working out. Now Prophet has an opportunity. Pulse Bomb, if he can stick it. Harry Hook in a lot of trouble, there it is. Transcendence comes out though, both support ultimates used. Birdring taken down by the Pulse Bomb, we're into OT. Nuss drops to the self-destruct, so Dallas maybe with a chance here.
Nuss dropped with his Valkyrie. He had every opportunity. Both charges of Resurrected already been used by Chips.
Oh, that payload is moving, man, but the respawns are coming in for London. They gotta get on the payload in a hurry. Dallas getting closer and closer. Can they do it? Here come the respawns. Gesture really low. They take out the monkey. Oh, Nuss comes in with the resurrect just in time. Valkyrie, you on the payload now. They can't get to the payload, and we are going to the time bank round.
Gesture walked away from the payload.
Man.
And it just rolls straight in.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, for the Dallas Fuel, the best they can do with that overtime is get a draw now, so they've still lost this match, but...
That's the thing, yeah. They finished in OT, so no matter what, London will be winning this one, but Dallas Fuel at least with a chance to come away with a tie in one map.
Yeah, that's about the best they can hope for. A minute and a half on the defense now.
Yep.
Looks like even though in the past we've seen Taimu go on to the Torbjorn in situations like this, he will be playing the Sombra once again.
That's right. Well, despite any results, certainly a stronger showing for Dallas Fuel. They've really made London work for it today, and it's kind of surprising. I mean, the experimentation is good. We knew this team needed to kind of rework some things to do better down the line, but you can really see kind of what a night and day difference some of these lineups are.
It's just, Dallas Fuel is such an enigma because they are going to be 0-4 now, but yet they've had competitive series with both Seoul and London.
It's odd. It was the best of teams. It was the worst of teams. You really don't know where to put these guys, but numbers-wise, they're going to be down at the bottom here for a little while.
They have had a difficult strength of schedule to start the season off with.
They have.
And so as we move in, there will be more time for them to find their bearings.
Effect hunting people. Mickey gets a kill in a gesture early on. Oh, sneaky cowboy. The spurs give you away, though, oftentimes. It's hard to be sneaky in spurs.
Why does he wear spurs when he is never seen on a horse?
I don't know. Maybe he hops on Orisa once in a while.
I would love for that to be a combo.
That's what I always thought, man. Well, Chips brings back Harry Hook. Is now London going in. That's what Orisa's ultimate should have been in. Engage with Riot.
Giddy up. We'll call it giddy up.
Giddy up. That's great. We should be game designers. Here we go. London slowly pushing onto the point. They're trying. Dallas Fuel still on that high ground. Ooh, Harry drops again. Birdring finds another kill. Coco falls as well. Good opportunity for London. They only need that first tick to win the map, and those are the kills they're looking for. That's going to be it. London Spitfire will take the 3-1 victory over Dallas Fuel. Winning this match, they're going to go up 3-0 in the Overwatch League. Strong team, man. It is going to be tough to stop these guys. And the scary thing about London Spitfires, as time goes on, they're going to get even better at putting this mega roster together.
I think that's going to be true of both of these teams, though, Daw.
True enough.
Like, at least for the players they have right now, London had the right idea of stabilizing the roster coming into the season and slowly introducing new variables. Meanwhile, the Dallas Fuel a bit more scattershot in their approach. And while it's made some matches close against some of the best teams in this league, they haven't been able to come away with a tangible map victory.
You know, I think if you're a Dallas Fuel fan, though, you have to look at this and say, by experimenting like this, by trying different things, you're giving up some wins now for theoretically more wins later, and you kind of have to look a little bit farther ahead with this one.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the Dallas Fuel roster, if they maintain it being static, it will be a good team, but it's not going to be the best team. By introducing new players that legitimately will help fix the flaws in their game and become more versatile, they have a chance to get better than what their ceiling would be with only using 6.
That's right. It's like reworking your golf swing. You're going to miss a lot of shots initially, but ideally you're going to be able to hit more hole-in-ones later. So, on that note, sending over the desk. Hey, they're ready. Hey, guys, how's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing
We're good.
Fantastic finish to a great day here of Overwatch League. Welcome back to the desk as we break down the action between the Spitfire and the Dallas Fuel. Your final score, it's going to be 2-1, just like in their matchup against Seoul. Dallas falling just short. And we're going to start here, though, with the comeback tour of Dallas. They started to mix up the lineup a little bit going into game number 3. They bring in Seagull, and they get a big victory on Control. Let's start with the highlights here from Oasis. And Sideshow, I want you to walk me through some of the early moments.
Yeah, so Dallas choosing to run Seagull in this lineup, I mean, this was a fantastic... He just takes this tire all around the houses and a great finish to it. But focusing on the Dallas Fuel roster, they've taken Mickey out of the lineup and added Seagull for this kind of triple DPS composition, but Taimu's on the Roadhog, so you still have this strong tank core. And they were playing it very well. This is a great composition for them that has a lot of... it fits their heroes that they're really good at. It fits the map pretty well, even though it's a niche kind of pick that we haven't seen a lot of people do. And I think London had a bit of difficulty reacting to it.
Yeah, well, that's what I asked for at the start of the match. I wanted to see the Junkrat come out to potentially shut down Birdring and profit on the dives, of course. So as we saw it later on Oasis, they managed to take a map. And maybe if they utilized the anti-dive with the Junkrat a bit more, they maybe had a better chance of winning the series.
So better chance if you look at the other game types. But Dallas did walk away with the victory on Oasis. And Johnny has a telestration for us. This is the effect that Effect has on opponents.
Wow, thank you, Puggin. Yes, brilliantly. So I'm going to try to keep this concise. Obviously, we have a 5-on-5 fight here. Behind Profit here, we see Nuss has gone down on the Mercy. And meanwhile, back in the spawn of Dallas Fuel, we see Harry Hook over here. So it's a 5 versus 5 fight. And now we're going to take a look at Profit in the center of the screen. And we're going to see that Taimu is going to get some shots on the Prophet, and Effect is going to finish him up. And they're up in a 4 versus 5 advantage. And so with that, we're going to see how London Spitfire reacts. So they're going to get this kill onto Prophet right here. And that's where the counter-engage goes up for the London Spitfire. So Jester jumps in, Fury goes after, Bedosin on the Transcendence. And right around here, we can see that Effect on the Tracer. He has so much impact here. He's going to flank around and shut down Birdring on this Tracer, who's going for the back line to kill Harry Hook and to kill Seagull. And so as we play this one out, we're going to see that the Effect successfully managed to kill, or not kill Birdring, but at least deal some damage, gets a kill onto Bedosin, and then by himself, he just shuts down Birdring's effectiveness throughout the fight. And with that, Taimu and Coco managed to kill the tanks on the point.
Perfect demonstration of the effect, that effect.
I'm going to grab a lesson.
As soon as I said it, I was like, Miss McGreevy, my English teacher, I'm so sorry for that one. Big win there for Dallas, and that's where we had hope for this squad. The lineup seemed to work, but now we're going into Numbani. They have to switch things up. They need the Diva, so they bring Mickey back in. Let's go to our 4th and final map of this series as we roll the highlights. Once again, very strong performance from the DPS from the London Spitfire.
Yes, they were fantastic. And with Prophet and Birdring, you always know that you're going to get unbelievably good performances. But I'm also very impressed with Gesture and Fury, the guy that you just saw on your screen. This tank duo, we talk about pre-existing rosters or pre-existing synergy with London Spitfire. These two had never played with each other coming into this, coming into the Overwatch League. And they are so good together. They're so tight. They're very aggressive. They go and make picks happen. And they just kind of abused and ran over Coco and Mickey. They couldn't keep up.
Coco definitely seemed to have some issues, and I think that is where they need to go back, watch the VODs, and see what went wrong today, because they seem to be just a little bit off in that final map.
Better.
They did look better. Overall, the team is improving. And remember, this is just 4 games of the 40 before we get to our playoffs in July. But 0-4 start for the Dallas Fuel is not how they wanted to end our day here at the Blizzard Arena. Let's take a look at our total match schedule here for the day. Actually, before we get to that, we got to crown our player of the match. Here it is, your player of the match. Sponsored by Omen by HP. Johnny, we let you pick this man. Who'd you go with?
I went with Prophet this time. So earlier yesterday, I said that Cybiolby probably is the best tracer in the world. Well, if there is someone who's actually going to make a claim for that title, it is Prophet, who's actually one of the better tracers in the world as well. But he's so versatile as well. We saw him on the Reaper, we saw him on the Junkrat, we seen him on the Genji. He can just play so many heroes. So we talked about Rascal, of course, in the London Spitfire squad. He can flex to so many heroes. Well, Prophet can himself, and he's so good on all of these heroes. Just the last 3-4 months, I'd say, that this guy really started to shine in Apex Season 4 and managed to win it.
Yeah, he was so good. He came out of essentially nowhere and has been picked up by this team, integrated in so well with this mixed roster that they're running, and he is a genuine superstar. This guy on Tracer, you can see some of his statistics here, and he's been on fire on such a range of heroes throughout this match. And alongside Birdring or Rascal or whichever, or Hureg or whoever they put him with, this guy really does perform well and provides so much of the punch that makes London so impressive on paper, and so far they've managed to deliver on.
Congratulations, Prophet, with our player of the match, sponsored by Omen by HP. That is our final player of the match for the day, and we got to walk you through the full results here on day 3 of week 2. It all started bright and early as we saw the Seoul Dynasty dismantle the Boston Uprising. Some close games there, but as expected, it's Seoul advancing to 4-0. We got the Shanghai Dragons falling at the hands of the Florida Mayhem, who get their first win in the regular season, and we just saw a good one between the Spitfire and the Fuel. Moving forward, though, we have to look at the big picture here. In our overall standings, you can see the fully Korean lineups of Dynasty, Spitfire, and New York XL locked down the first 3 placements. Our LA teams are right behind them, and then we get into the middle where we have the Houston Outlaws and the Philadelphia Fusion tied at 2-2. So that means tomorrow's games are going to have a major impact on our standings, and we got some good ones starting at 11 a.m.
Well, that one's going to be so good. Los Angeles Valiant, they look so clean and tight. They were coming up against NYXL and unfortunately just fell at that hurdle. But here's another opportunity to show themselves as a top team. They are the guys who are gonna prove to the world that you don't need a full lineup of Koreans to hit the top of the table in the Overwatch League.
Johnny, what are you thinking at that 1 o'clock match? Who are you calling?
Gladiators Excelsior. It's going to be a good one, but Pine has really popped off, always on the control map. So can Hydration get through Pine's bullets? I don't know about that.
All right, and then at 3 o'clock, it is a major matchup for the teams in our bottom third. It's going to be Boston Uprising going up against San Francisco Shock. We'll see who can rise to the middle of the pack. It's been a great day, and on a real quick personal note, I want to mention that I will be out tomorrow. I had a death in the family, and we'll be at a funeral, but we have an awesome host coming in. Semler is going to be running the desk for the final day of week 2. It's going to be amazing, and we can't wait for you guys to join us once again. That's kicking off tomorrow, bright and early, 11 a.m. Pacific, here from the Overwatch League. We'll see you then.